Hey, you fucking pricks. It's Lamentable Podcast here with another episode of Lamentable Podcast. As always, your hosts, Josh and Kyle. And this is episode, 20-something.
25, maybe?
Something like that.
I don't know.
I think
Maybe 26.
it's been 2 weeks since we've done an actual podcast. Because we've been uploading different kinds of videos the past couple weeks.
Yes, one random video that we talked about before, but
yeah, we
upload it.
We uploaded the skit finally, but the corn.
Oh, I forgot about that.
If you haven't seen that, you definitely should go watch that because it's peak cinematography, peak acting,
Definitely.
peak comedy. It's the best thing you'll ever watch. Trust me.
Oh, for sure. I mean, can't get any better than that.
You can't get any better than that. So yeah, corn shucking short stories is going to be your next favorite movie. You're going to be begging for a sequel.
Yeah, for sure.
And then last week Kyle uploaded his NASCAR video. He can talk about that.
I don't know. I don't have anything to say. I just made it, and I'm pretty happy with it since I haven't made a video in a long, long time. So it worked out okay. Now I just want people to watch it, I guess.
Yeah. The main plan was for him to be able to post it in the NASCAR subreddit, but then they have a rule, which most do. I mean, it's not surprising, but they have the rule where you can't self-promote anything.
Not that I haven't posted it multiple times, but just not like as its own.
Yeah.
Like post. Just like in comments, I've posted it.
And then, so it's got a decent amount of views right now. It's got like 40, I think, which is about the average for our channel. So
a lot of views for us, so we're happy.
Yeah, literally 40 is like how much we normally get. For some reason, our first episode has like 114. I'm not entirely sure what that's about, but yeah, most of our videos get like 20 average, and then if we're lucky, higher end is like 40. More than usual is what we got on those. I mean, the last podcast we did has 20 views, and the skit video has 20 views, and then the NASCAR video has like 40, 39, 40.
Well, this video is going to have 20 million views. So
20 million views right here. You heard it here.
Everyone's going to love it. We're going to take YouTube by storm.
If you're watching this right now and you're one of the I can't talk. If you're one of the 20 million people watching this, smash that fucking like button.
Yeah, dude, smash that like button.
On our last podcast, we talked about how we're on the race with PewDiePie to get to 115 million subscribers. Mm-hmm. And a quick update for that, we are at 39 subscribers. We are fucking moving, baby.
Yeah, we're catching them. We'll be there someday.
We're catching them. We're fucking getting there. We're so close, I can taste it. We're getting there. I'm telling you. It's going to happen. We're going to beat them. PewDiePie's got another thing coming if he thinks that we ain't going to beat him.
Yep.
39 subscribers. Coming for you, bud.
There was a time when PewDiePie didn't even have 39 subscribers, so...
Yeah.
I mean, we're on our way.
I don't know, I've watched a lot of his videos where he talks about it. I'm pretty sure he did YouTube for like 2 years before he even hit like 100, which is pretty rough. But I mean, most channels don't have like 5 subscribers after like 5 years, so
yeah,
I don't know. Plus, we're an overly saturated media content, so whatever.
Not that playing video games isn't either, but
well, yeah. I mean, he did that to build his shit. Now he just does everything. But I mean, fuck. When I first thought of doing a podcast, I did not think I'd even get like 2 fucking subscribers, let alone fucking 40. So whatever, shit. It sounds good to me. And who knows? Maybe after 5 years, we'll have fucking 10 million subscribers for no reason at all. But we're not charismatic enough to have 10 million subscribers.
Yeah, we're fucking losers. So, and we swear YouTube doesn't like that.
Yeah, so we'll never get recommended to anybody. We'll never get random accidental trending videos or anything like that. Literally, our channel is based solely off word of mouth, which most podcasts are. I mean,
yeah, I guess.
Whatever.
People don't really Well, I mean, some do. I hear about some advertising for podcasts on like the radio and stuff, but they're usually podcasts that are like made by the radio company that owns them,
and they're topic based.
Yeah, they're topic based. They're not
like,
even though they still talk about random shit too. But
yeah, I mean, a lot of the popular ones are all one topic.
Yeah.
So like every episode they talk about the same thing. I didn't want to do that. I'm sure Kyle doesn't want to do that.
I don't want to do that.
It's like talking about the same
I don't know.
thing.
It's a lot of work.
Yeah.
Because we obviously don't put a lot of effort into this now. But it's more work, I guess, because you got to do a lot of research and you got to make sure you sound right and do. That's what a lot of the NASCAR video was. It's like research. You got to do a lot of research for that.
Yeah, that and just talking about the same thing every week's got to get tiring. I mean, I guess there's...
That's what I'm saying about the research. You have to constantly be finding new and interesting things
and
to be talking about.
And in order to grow, you have to keep one-upping yourself. And it's like, okay, well, I don't know. It just doesn't... It's like if we talked about only football, like there's so many only football podcasts.
Yeah, literally.
Like everybody and their mother has
they start and they do one episode and die. Like... Our podcast, literally, we have 25 episodes. That's a lot more episodes than most podcasts.
Yeah, I mean...
We've done a lot. We've stuck with it, and that's half the battle, I feel like. But
yeah. I see some, like, random podcast YouTube pages that have, like, 3, and they haven't posted in a year, and I'm like, okay, well, I see how that went. Ooh. Excuse me. There was a couple guys in our town that also ran a podcast. I don't remember their names. One of the guys, I think, unless he was just a guest, one of them, I watched them.
I don't know.
So.
We're not going to shout them out.
Yeah, I don't even know the name of it.
I don't know the name of it either.
I can't think of it, but they don't do it anymore. It's just like, I mean, we shouldn't even do it anymore, but I like doing it. So.
Well, it's literally staying committed is half of it, and people just don't stay committed. They don't, I don't know.
Coming from the two guys that took 2-3 month hiatuses.
Well, I mean...
That's only like 6 episodes, though.
Yeah, so it wasn't that big of a deal. And like I said, we still make videos. It's not like we completely stopped. Even though we stopped for a while, we came back. So
yeah,
that's better than never coming back.
There's like big YouTube channels that just gone, and then all of a sudden they're like, "Hey, I'm back, lol."
Yeah,
and like, okay,
that's what really kills channels. Just stopping completely.
I don't know if anybody watching has ever heard of Minnesota Burns, but he used to be super big in like the early 2010s. He did like Call of Duty and trolling videos and stuff like that, but he stopped randomly, and then he like sold his channel apparently, or someone hacked his channel. I don't know.
I think he sold it, but
and then he
sold
came
it to
back.
some like prank guy that was probably popular on like Facebook.
And then that was like a bunch of like advertisement like type videos I saw on his channel before. It was, I don't know what it was. It was like some weird shit. But then he came back and he was like, "Oh, I'm back this time." Back when like Modern Warfare first came out. He was like, "Yeah, I'm back, and yeah, I'm going to be continuing to do this." And then he disappeared again. He is gone.
Yeah, he's probably for good now.
He posted I'm assuming something happened because he was like really he was talking about how, "Oh, I'm going to come back. I'm going to try to gain back everything that I lost by disappearing the first time and stuff, blah, blah, blah." And then he made a post. You know, you can post shit on YouTube now, like to your fans. He made a post like, "Oh, I'm building a new computer. Can someone help me figure out some good parts to get?" And people all commented and stuff. And then that was the last thing he posted. He hasn't been back since. It's like, I don't know. Okay.
So maybe, I don't know. Maybe he's still building the computer. He had an issue with it or something, and he just never updated people. I don't know.
3 months?
Like
he's
I
probably
said,
closer to like 4 months now. He was gone for like 2 months before Corona started. He just dipped. He was like, "Yeet, see you later." But I don't know. It's a thing that happens. Like YouTube just doesn't exist for very long. Like even PewDiePie is gonna die out eventually.
Yeah, the fact that he's lasted so long is pretty intense.
He just hit his 10 years. 10 years on YouTube, which is nuts. I couldn't imagine doing this for 10 years. But I mean, he consistently gets tons of views and
tons of money.
He has to. Yeah, it's his job. He has to do it every day. Well, he doesn't have to do it every day, but he does it every day. And in turn, I'm sure he makes a fucking boatload of cash. Which, I mean, shit, good for him. I wish I could do that.
I'm sure he did at the beginning, but I know for a fact he doesn't edit his videos now.
No, he has an editor.
Yeah, I know.
He has Sive.
I know
He
he
used
does.
to have Brad.
I assume he hasn't edited in a long time, but that makes it a lot easier. But when you make that much money, it's easy to pay somebody to do it for you.
Yeah, I imagine Sive lives off of making PewDiePie's
probably.
videos. And apparently Sive is also doing Mr. Beast videos, so Sive is just fucking raking in the dough.
Just pulling it in. Jeez.
He's like, yeet, let me grab that. I'm assuming some like big YouTube editors make a lot of cash too, because the guy that's posting the video is making a fuck ton of money, and then you're getting paid to edit that video. I'm sure he's not making... Well, he has his own YouTube channel too that does it pretty good, I think. Sive does, I'm pretty sure. I don't know. I don't keep track of all that stuff. Excuse me.
Yep. Like, I really don't know many channels. The channel I've probably watched for the longest is Ashen's, and he's done the exact same videos ever since he started. He still does the same fucking thing. His own. Oh, I know. It's great. That's why I love it.
Yeah, he's... If you watch his first video and if you watch his videos like he posted like last week, they're exactly the same. There's no difference.
Just something in front of his couch, and he records it and talks about it. It's great.
Ashen's is lit. He's like, I ordered stuff off Wish. How shitty is it?
It's so good. It's like this random game console from the 1980s that no one ever heard of. Let's play with it.
Yeah, I like Ashen's. I mean, there's a lot of YouTube channels that are like that. Like, they just do the same exact thing.
But that's
they
the
always
thing.
have, and
Ashen's is only... I thought he had a lot more subscribers. He only has like 1-something million subscribers.
That's usually the average for bigger YouTubers.
Yeah.
When you get to like the 20+ million, that's when you get like the crazy, like Dude Perfect and Mr. Beast and obviously PewDiePie. I don't know. I don't really understand how PewDiePie got so big, because he just never really did anything different from gaming until the last few years, because now he does like the commentary, like Reddit videos and Lawai and stuff like that.
The thing, he's a lot better now than he was before too. Because I mean, I grew up on just YouTube constantly. It was my main form of entertainment, and I always would run across PewDiePie, and I thought he was just super annoying and cringy. I hated it, but now he's not like that anymore.
Well, he's super self-aware about that too. He's like, he knows that he was like really cringy, but I mean, that helped him.
That was what was popular at the time, so that's what it was, and people loved it. I don't know. The kids on YouTube loved it.
Hell yeah.
Don't worry, I was like 3 years older than those kids, so I know.
But yeah, no, I watched like PewDiePie's like Call of Duty videos, because I was big into Call of Duty like a lot of my life. Still, I mean, I'm not super big into it now, but Call of Duty, like Black Ops through like Advanced Warfare, I was like, only Call of Duty
Yes. Best game.
PewDiePie used to do Black Ops 1 videos all the time. I used to watch those. But yeah. But it was like when he was like starting out, he was like just really...
A lot of super big like YouTubers started out with Call of Duty. Gaming YouTubers anyway.
Well, yeah, that's because that's what was like huge. That was like the only thing.
So
it's like phase and shit. So everyone was like, ooh.
There's a really popular like Minecraft YouTuber, Captain Sparkles, still makes Minecraft YouTube videos to this day. And I'm still subscribed to him. He's okay, but his original YouTube channel was called Pros Don't Talk Shit, and he played Call of Duty. He was just a fucking... And then he became family-friendly Captain Sparkles. But before he was Pros Don't Talk Shit.
I might have seen some of those videos. I used to watch everything Call of Duty related on YouTube, but on my iPod Touch.
Sick.
But I don't know. I never watched any Captain Sparkles or anything. I wasn't big into Minecraft. I mean, I played it on Xbox.
Oh, dude, I was huge into Minecraft back in its beta alpha days. That was the thing on YouTube. CNanners posted a couple Minecraft Let's Plays, and everybody lost their fucking minds and had to play it too.
I don't know. I was talking about this earlier, but I like to think about like what YouTubers are doing when they're not filming themselves. Like, I know what I do and what you do, but like what the fuck does PewDiePie do on a daily regular basis? Like, he actually posted I don't know if it was today or yesterday, but he posted a video about, and he talked briefly about what he does. He's like, because on camera he's like bright and loud and does like funny shit and makes lots of noise and shit. But apparently he says like when he's off camera he's super serious.
Slide in the trash can. That's impressive. Oh, my mic's off. Very cool.
But he says like he says that he's like sometimes he thinks he's too serious off camera, so he doesn't do like the oh shit and all that off camera. Which, I mean, makes sense, obviously, because
people just think you're fucking stupid if you do that shit in normal
that
life.
too.
You just go out and just start making noises. People are like, that guy has a mental illness.
But, I don't know, it's just weird to think, like, you know damn well that's not how they are normally.
Yeah.
Like,
you it's watch, all a like, character.
Yeah, you watch, like, people do, like, especially, like, the really cringy YouTube side of YouTube, like morgues and shit like that, where they're like, hey, you, what's up, guys? You won't fucking believe this shit going down right now. It's like, and then they're done and like, oh, hey, mom, can I borrow the car so I can go to Subway? That's what I imagine. Like, they're just, like, really, like, bored and boring outside of doing stuff like that. But what the fuck do I know? Maybe they are like that all the time, and that's just really
Some
bad.
of them might be. Some of them might just be crazy, like, cringy assholes, and that's why people just gravitate toward them, because they were always putting on a show no matter what.
Mm-hmm.
There's one thing I noticed about YouTube, which I think is weird. I don't know what about it, but there's a lot of popular YouTube. Maybe it's just from what I've seen, but there's so many popular YouTubers that are from California. I don't know what it's about, but being from California just automatically makes you like a more likable person. I mean, don't know.
It could just be also like,
I mean, there is also just a lot of people in California.
Yeah, and then
part of it.
They're also more wealthy because of that fact. I mean, if they're living in California, California's a fucking pricey place to live.
Yeah.
So I imagine if you have clout and shit already, you pretty much have a easy kickstart on it.
Yes. If your mommy pays all your bills.
I guess. I don't know. It's weird. The whole thing is strange to me. Like, oh, you said something about this YouTuber, so now everyone from that YouTuber's fan base is now attacking you.
Yeah, fun stuff.
We had some friends get attacked by a YouTuber's fan base.
Yeah, that was great.
It's pretty funny.
Some of them might be watching right now.
They could be. Possibly. But yeah, our other friends had a YouTube channel at one point for a little while. And then
I'm in a couple videos if you can find them. So
and they got blamed for copying them to a T. Like the video they had, like exposing them, they made it seem like everybody is trying to be like acting like them.
It was debatable. They really weren't. The editing style was kind of similar. The titles of the video were almost exact copies, so I do understand that. But like they were just they were just four people playing a game and just being stupid, trying to be characters.
Yeah, and
that's basically what they were.
Yeah, and
just people trying to play a character to be funny on YouTube.
And they were trying to say, like, oh, they have this guy in there to try to be you. It's like, no.
They're like, no.
We're all just friends. We're just fucking dicking off on fucking GameCube. It's like, that's not, no. But, whatever. It was pretty funny, though. And they actually got, like, a boost out of it. Like, people liked them. And then their channel got, the guys that were like, lol, you're copying us, they just shut their shit down.
They just quit,
and
basically.
Yeah, so...
So I don't know what that was about, but sure.
Whatever.
It happens. Let's join to become partners on YouTube. Let's join Machinima.
Yeah. Well, yeah, so we'll sign a 9-year contract with Machinima for like $10,000.
Yeah.
And then if we make any money at all, we'll be fucked. I don't even think Machinima exists.
Machinima does not exist.
Yeah,
Machinima is completely dead. I think they completely deleted their YouTube channels, as far as I'm aware.
Yeah. It's pretty funny.
I used to be subscribed to all of them, too.
Mm-hmm. I used to watch a lot of Machinima people.
Back when Machinima first started, it was like actual like videos with video games. And then it became more about Let's Plays and stuff and just video game related content.
Yeah. They were big into like Call of Duty stuff, so I watched a lot of people on
I watched the thing, actually, that's relevant to PewDiePie. Apparently, they signed a huge contract with Levi to be like their sponsor for the year. Like an entire year. They didn't have to run ads or anything because Levi Jeans just was like, okay, here's money. And they said something about PewDiePie because PewDiePie was a Machinima partner at the time. Mm-hmm. And they watched one of his videos and he swore and they got super triggered. And so they just backed out the contract.
Oh my god. I did not know about that. That's crazy. Yeah, if anybody watching this is wondering, there's no way we ever make money off of this unless like we get like sponsored by a fucking
we gotta get an
Raid Shadow Legends.
Yeah, NordVPN or Surfshark or
Manscaped.
Yeah.
Anything like that, because there's no way. Because if you say fuck one time, you're done, gone, get out of here, demonetized. So it's like, okay, cool. You can't speak freely on anything, but I mean, I guess it makes sense because they do have a massive core audience of children. So
I don't know. It's just like they made YouTube Kids so kids wouldn't have to be on the normal YouTube. But then they still said, well, the rest of YouTube needs to be kid-friendly anyway. Mm-hmm. So I was like, why?
It's because you know damn well none of the kids are actually watching YouTube Kids. Yeah. The only people using YouTube Kids is like parents.
Yeah, parents are like, oh, you can watch fucking Peppa Pig on my YouTube account.
And like a lot of the kid stuff isn't even on YouTube Kids. It's still on regular YouTube. So like stuff that's made directly for children is still on regular YouTube. So kids are still watching regular YouTube. I don't know, it's a lose-lose.
I don't know, it's the internet. That's what people just need to be better parents. Like, it's the internet. You can get into anything crazy on the internet because it's random people just posting whatever they want. Of course you're going to see some crazy stuff every once in a while or something that you might not like.
Oh no, he said shit word.
Like, people say that, as far as my life is concerned, swearing is very normal to me. And basically everybody I know swears a lot. So I don't really know what to say. It's just that's how some people live their lives. But who knows? I don't know. Just because you're a kid, you're probably going to grow up and do it anyway, so it doesn't make a difference.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I definitely swear way too much. Can't go one other sentence without saying fuck.
I mean, I probably do too, but when I need to look presentable, I'm okay with it.
Yeah, I mean, I can when I'm in a situation where like I don't swear at work.
Yeah.
If I'm talking to my coworkers and no customers are there, I'll swear. But like, I'm not gonna be like talking to a customer like, "Oh, fucking shit, bro." Yeah.
Yeah. And some places don't care, like where you used to work with the concrete. They swear at you all the time.
Oh my god, Jesus Christ! I could not imagine if there was a day where nobody swore, I'd be very, very worried. I'd be like, is there like an auditor here or something? You literally every other word wasn't a swear word.
Yeah, literally.
So it's like, okay. Yeah, I don't know. It's like, oh, let's put this protective bubble on the internet, even though if they're not going to see it on YouTube, they're going to see it anywhere fucking else.
Yeah, literally.
They're like, okay.
They're not going to see it. They're so offended if they see someone swearing on YouTube, but when fucking your ex-boyfriend comes over and starts swearing at you and your son hears it, that's okay.
I don't know where you pulled that from.
I don't know. I'm just being an asshole. I'm just saying. That's how life is. I don't know.
I don't know why I find that so funny. It was pretty funny. Oh Lord. But yeah, it's just they're trying to put a protective bubble around it, and then they're like, "Oh, you not make money because you say bad words."
What do they have to do? They could just be like, "This is M-rated YouTube," or
yeah, literally, they could make like a rating system like video games.
R-rated YouTube. That's all they would have to do.
Or they already have like
because here's the thing: kids lie about their age because you have to be 13 to make a YouTube account, but kids way younger than 13 have YouTube accounts.
Oh, for sure. If you read the comments on a fucking PewDiePie video, it's like, PewDiePie, you should do something.
That's the thing. So if they really want to see it, they could just say that they're 17 or 18 or 21 or whatever age.
It's the same thing when like Facebook first became.
If parents were paying attention and were actually cared, like they say they do, they would make sure that they were doing it correctly. Because obviously they're giving their kid their iPad to watch whatever they want because they don't want to parent them. So
get fucked, parents.
Like, I understand sometimes you're busy or whatever, and they need entertainment. I understand that. But I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, you just have to know that it's not TV, it's the internet, and they can see whatever they...
Anything they put in that search bar is going to come up with something. Anything. They can put any bad stuff they want in that YouTube search bar, and something's going to show up. YouTube has like 8 billion videos posted to it a day or some shit like that.
Yeah, some stupid crazy.
Some ridiculous number. And all of them are different from the rest. Like, every single one could be something different, and most of them probably have something bad in it. They can watch videos of people getting fucking killed, literally just by...
I've seen that shit on YouTube before.
They can watch fatal car crashes in 45-minute episodes.
Literally. A 45-minute compilation of people just being killed. Just watch it on YouTube. Like, I don't know, it's the internet.
But don't say the word fuck.
Literally.
It's another thing. Like,
well, because they can't prove that they died. It's just a bad car accident.
That too. But like, you have like YouTube channels that solely are based off of stealing content.
Yeah.
And they're monetized. You can get full fucking episodes of Family Guy and with like 18 ad rolls in it. It's like, okay. Or like those fucking meme page fucking...
Yeah.
Literally, you have to watch one like every month to see something different. Because if you watch every meme page's video,
these are the most popular memes from Twitter and Instagram. I post them in a video now.
They literally will wait for one to post one, and then they'll just copy and paste it into their fucking own video, and then post it. And all of those channels have like millions of fucking subscribers. It's like, dude, you clearly just took all of these memes from the last guy that posted those.
Yeah, literally.
Like, I watch meme videos because like memes I'm retarded, so whatever.
I mean, some of them are okay, but it's just the people that make the videos. The meme itself is funny. I don't give credit to the person who made the fucking video.
Like, I'll watch 2 in a row that were posted on the same day, and every single one is in both videos. They're all both exactly the same. It's like they'll be in different orders, but they'll do that on purpose. It's like, wow, okay, very cool. So I can literally only watch like one meme video a month because all of them are going to be the same. It's dumb as fuck. It doesn't make any sense why. And then those they get like probably thousands of dollars.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, very cool. And then it's like, oh, you posted a 2-second clip of a 5-Finger Death Punch song, demonetized.
Yeah, literally.
Like, oh geez, you talked about a video that some guy was in with music in it. We're shutting your channel down. It's like, oh, okay, very cool. Thank you. But please, let me just create a whole new YouTube channel where I type in words into Google and then click the read button and I just do a bunch of Reddit posts.
Yeah, literally.
And it's like, okay, let me make thousands of dollars off of that. I don't know. It's just dumb as hell. YouTube is just a cesspool. It's definitely biased as fuck in every aspect. But whatever. Hey, what can you do? It's the internet.
It's a business. I don't know what else to say. It's a business.
And like, I guess smaller channels.
Why before Google bought YouTube, YouTube was good because it was the Wild West. You could do whatever you wanted.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
And people loved it. And then Google tried to make it family friendly and monetize the shit out of it.
You can make it a video where you're like, oh, I say fuck 15,000 times in a row without stopping. And then you'd get like 10 grand.
Literally.
Because a fuck ton of people watched it. It's like a 4-hour video and the only word is fuck over and over again until you hit 15,000.
That's probably part of it because bigger companies started to see that YouTube was a viable advertising source because so many people were watching it, and they didn't want their brand associated with that stuff.
So they're literally just doing it based off of what advertisers
Money.
want.
It comes down to money.
Yeah, so
like everything in the world comes down to money.
If they get like Sunoco Sunoco wants to buy ad space on YouTube, but they see this retard saying fuck over and over again. They're like, we don't want people to think Sunoco allows that.
Yeah, literally.
Oh, 1 sec, camera's doing something.
Just stop it.
No, it's okay.
Okay.
So, my camera keeps saying that maximum recording shit has been filled, which definitely isn't true because the red dot stays in the top corner, so I think it's literally just a thing wrong with my camera. But that's cool, especially since I have like a 128 gigabyte fucking card in there, and there's no possible way when there's no other video on it. But anyways.
We'll find out at the end of the video if it's actually, after recording, if it kept working.
Whatever.
I think it's good, but...
Yeah. We deal with this literally every episode.
Yeah, there's always a technical difficulty, so...
I'm like, yes, let me get a camera so we can do podcast video. And then I'm like, ooh, every time there's a mistake. I don't know. It's so stupid. But yeah, YouTube, give us money.
Yeah. Yeah, Labatt Blue, if you like what you're hearing. I think we've shouted you out before, so...
Yeah, you don't even have to do it through YouTube. Just give us a fucking call. Our email's on our page. Hit us up. Give us like $5,000. We'll literally drink 500 fucking Labatts on a video.
Yeah, literally.
You don't even have to give us money. Just send us like 3 cases of Labatts like a week.
That's a lot, but sure, I'll take it.
Just fill the entire podcast room. We'll turn this couch. If we get enough cases of Labatts, we'll turn this couch into just cases of Labatts.
That'd be sick. Just line Labatt Blue bottles all over the wall and stuff.
Hell yeah. We'll be the biggest alcohol.
I mean, I've seen people do that stuff for free, so
yeah.
if you want to give us the money for it, we'll happily do it.
Yeah. Yeah, you can just give us the money for 3 fucking...
Yeah, or that.
Yeah, give us like $90 a week, and then we'll just use all that allowance for only Labatts, and then we'll just fucking meme the fuck out of it. And then YouTube will get really triggered.
Yeah, probably, but oh well.
So football coming soon, 100 days or so.
Yeah.
Like 90 days.
Just over 3 months, I think. If it doesn't get,
canceled
or
the K-pop stands will start doing hashtag cancel the NFL.
I can't think of the word. Delays it. But yeah, 7th extra team in the fucking playoffs this year in both conferences. So that'll be interesting.
I'm excited to see how that's going to work, because it's either going to shit the bed and be really bad, or it's going to be okay.
I think it'll be okay, but I don't know. It's just people complained about weak teams making the playoffs before.
Yeah, now
freaking 8-8 teams are going to make the playoffs now.
Yeah, literally.
Like literally last year, the AFC last year would have had a 500 team in the playoffs with 7 teams in it.
Yeah,
so,
there was...
I mean...
It could be really bad. There could be like a 7-9 team.
It's going to happen. It's going to happen multiple times. Because, I mean, even with the old system, teams with losing records would make the playoffs, so... Mm-hmm. I mean...
And, like, if a conference is really bad, like, all the teams do horribly, what the fuck are you going to do then?
Yeah. I mean... Sometimes, I know one year, there's a really crazy stat about the Carolina Panthers. They won their division 3 years in a row, and they didn't even have a winning record all 3 of those years. They went 7-9 the one. No, they went 7-8-1. They had a tie. They had 7 wins, 8 losses, and a tie, and they made the playoffs because they won their division. And second in the division was 7-9, I think.
Oh my god!
So they beat them on the tiebreaker.
That's rough. Jesus. Yeah, like, imagine seeing some shit fucking team 7-9, 6-10 maybe if we're stretching it.
Yeah, literally.
If it's really bad, 6-10 getting into the playoffs. It's like, oh, haha, ball go 50-yard.
Like sometimes I don't know. Sometimes one division, or not one division, but one conference is super powerful. Like last year, the NFC was super powerful. No team with less than 10 wins made the playoffs. I don't think.
Yeah,
literally. I think both wild cards were 10-6. Mm-hmm. And then the AFC was like Tennessee at 9-7, go Burr. Make it to AFC Championship.
Yeah. It's like we literally are relying solely off of a running back. Lol. It's such a meme.
I mean, that's what happened. The first year the Bills made the playoffs in 2017, they absolutely just backslid into the playoffs. They got so lucky.
They're like, haha, Bengals win.
Literally, that's what happened. They're like, oh, the Bengals just upset the Ravens for literally no reason,
yeah,
so you're in.
Literally, they had no reason to throw that touchdown pass. And he was like, lol, me do it anyway. He was like, oh, I want to do some sick play. Yeah, that was super sick. I could not believe that. Because the Bills game ended, and there was like 3 minutes left in the Ravens-Bengals game. And so everybody switched to the Ravens.
Yeah, literally.
Game. And then they were just sitting there like, oh. And then, because they like threw an interception. And then everyone's like, okay, whatever. Well, I guess that's that. And then the Ravens threw an interception. They were like, oh, what the fuck? Okay. And then fucking...
I watched most of that because I'm a Ravens fan. So I watched most of that Ravens game because if they won the game, they were in the playoffs. So I was watching a lot of it, and all day they were just blowing coverage on stupid shit. So of course, Andy Dalton's like, rookie tight end, go for touchdown, lol. Actually, it might have been a wide receiver, but still. Rookie random wide receiver goes for a huge touchdown. Mm-hmm. I was like, what the fuck?
I could not believe that shit. That was insane. I just couldn't believe why he would have gone for it. He didn't have to go for it.
No, he did. It was like 4th and 15. And he just was like, well, we're going to bomb it. And it worked.
He was like, maybe I should just... And then he did it. I don't know if he just wanted to do it or if he was like actually like, if I do this, the Bills will get in. But I highly doubt that.
I'm sure he had. He just wanted to beat the Ravens because they're a divisional rival, but...
Yeah. And he was like, if we lose this, they go to the playoffs. Fuck them.
That was probably part of it. They didn't want them to make the playoffs. So they were like, fuck that.
I don't know. I'm excited for football. Life is so much better when football's around. You have something to think about 24/7.
Yeah, I mean, that's how I am with NASCAR, but the best part about football is that it's in the fall, and the fall is the best season of the year.
Yeah, so for sure.
It's nice to not be... Like, I don't know. We're from Buffalo, so it's like... I don't know. We like the colder weather.
Yeah. Once
right now, oh my god.
Yeah.
When it gets above like 70 degrees, I want to die. I think it's way too hot. Well, I'm fine. If it's negative 30, I'll go outside and do whatever the fuck you want me to do. But when it gets above like 70, I'm like, kill me now.
Go tailgate at a Bills game at 8 in the morning, chugging beers at negative 4 degrees.
Yeah, literally. I could care less about that. But if it gets too hot, I cannot stand it.
Yeah, it's pretty rough sometimes. Like, there was a couple weeks ago, where every day was like 98. It was literally just about to break 100, like, every day.
Yeah, it was bad.
And for around here, that's rough. Like, really not normal at all. And then the next week, it was like 40.
Yeah.
This week has been pretty chilly. This week has been low 50s.
It's been good this week. It's been like 60s, low 70s. I can do okay. Today was nice. It was like 71 degrees out, but it was windy, so it was okay.
The wind usually keeps it at bay.
Yeah.
If it's windy out, you have a decent day. And then but sometimes in the summer, like mid-July, we get some rough, like 95, bad. No wind, fucking all sun, no clouds.
Sometimes,
days.
like when I would go to Watkins Glen, some of those times that I went, it would be like 95 degrees during the day, and then probably not actually 95, but probably like 80 degrees. And then during the night, it'd get down to like 30. It would be in the 20s or something. Like, what the fuck? It's like a desert.
Yeah, literally. Yeah, it gets pretty rough sometimes. Like, last summer was a pretty mild summer, if I think. But the summer before that was pretty hot.
Yeah. One of them a couple of years ago. I think it was 2017, maybe 2016, was super hot all summer.
Yeah.
I hated it.
It was like droughts and shit.
Yeah.
They're like, oh god, I hope it rains soon. There was, I don't know if it was last year or the year before, but there was literally like a time where there was like no rain for like 2 straight months. And we were like, okay, cool.
I don't remember that. I'm not surprised. I could see it happening, but
Yeah. But I'm assuming this summer is going to be pretty brutal because we had a very mild winter. So more than likely we're going to just have the shittiest possible summer. Like all of July is going to be like, haha, 101 degrees. Like, what, do we live in fucking Arizona now?
that's the worst part. It gets humid around here.
Oh,
that's why
yeah.
I would rather be in Arizona.
Dry heat?
If I'm in Arizona when it's 110, I would take that any day over like 80 in like Florida.
It gets very humid here. I don't know if it's because we're closer to the
I think
lakes.
we're just close to water.
But like, it gets pretty bad. Some days, like, excuse me, sorry. They'll be like, oh, don't go outside. The humidity index is like way higher than humans can take.
Like, oh my God, like the one race we went to, I think it was 2015. It was so hot all day. It was super hot, like crazy, like 90 degrees with like fucking like 99% humidity.
Jesus fuck.
It was so bad. And then it rained and everybody was like, "Oh my God, it's so nice." It was so nice after it rained. It was like it dropped down to like 75 and the humidity was completely gone because it rained, and it was super nice out. And we were like, "Oh my God." But it rained really hard too. It was like a thunderstorm for like an hour and a half.
Damn.
And then it was like, "Okay, it's nice now." Good old Tennessee.
I broke into the warm beers because I drank my cold ones.
I'm open one right now.
So, I want to do more skits.
Rip.
And we have the manpower to do like multi-people skits. Like, we have a group of friends that like to do skits as well. We just like come up with some ideas. So if you're watching this, you have an idea for a skit, type it down in the comments.
Yeah, we'll steal it.
For sure. I mean, I randomly come up with some retarded ass ideas, but nothing that would actually be funny and not worth the time and effort.
I feel like nothing I come up with is funny. I have to think super hard about it unless it's like the most random thought I've ever had in the world.
Yeah. It's either got to be really funny or super ironic that makes it funny. Or so absolutely shitty that it's hilarious.
I don't mind the acting, but I can't think of stories to save my life, like anything funny. I'll think of like one joke and then we'll try to make a video around it, and it's usually just a disaster. So
like corn shucking short stories. I actually like it though. I mean, I showed it to like everybody that I talked to, and they're like, "Wow, this is pretty garbage." And I'm like, "This is fucking top quality. What are you talking about?" I don't know. It's so fucking funny to me. I don't know why. I don't know if it's just because it's so stupid, but like, I guess you just have to like, have that kind of humor. But like, literally, some parts of it make me want to fucking die laughing. Like, just fucking Jacob with Nick at his car window.
That's the best. The best part is that cut at the end of him.
He's like, "Where are you going?"
He's like, "We're done here," and he's like, "What the hell?" It just cuts. I think it's really funny.
He's like freaking out about how much he spent on his fucking beers.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah, and then I showed a couple people and they're like, "What?" And I'm like, "Exactly." I don't know, whatever. Some people just don't have that kind of humor though.
Yeah, it's true.
I don't know. I had some like ideas, but they're all so stupid that it would just not be worth the time like filming it and getting the manpower to act it out. But I don't know. I'm hoping that we can make more skits soon. I like doing skits anyways. It's pretty fun just to do anyways. Because 90% of the time, it's like double the amount of footage that actually gets posted.
That's how all acting is.
Yeah.
You always film way more than you can actually make watchable.
It's just so funny. Like, you're like, okay, we're going to say this and this, and you're going to do that. And then it just turns out so fucking dumb.
It just becomes a complete crap show. Crap shoot.
And they're like, okay, we're going to redo that part.
Yeah.
We did that with corn shucking a few times. We recorded, if you've seen it, the last one where it's like the drug deal. We recorded that like 5 times.
Yeah, we completely recorded an entire sequence that took like 10 minutes, and we just completely scrapped it.
We were like, that one's not good at all. The one that we ended up using was the good one, though. I mean, it definitely worked out the way it should have. But it's just, I don't know. It's fun. It's a good experience. Fun times.
That's the only reason I do YouTube. I think it's fun. And if people watch it, that's a bonus, but I just think it's fun to be stupid on camera. And
I think my favorite part is just recording some dumb shit like we're doing right now, and then just like, what the fuck? 20 people saw this?
yeah.
It's like, oh.
And then it's even better, like, years from now. Even, literally, if I went back and listened to a lot of the podcasts, because I usually don't listen to the podcast after it's posted,
yeah,
I would not remember a single thing we talked about.
I barely remember most of them. There's like some parts of the first early ones that I remember just because they were funny, but like, sometimes I'll go back and watch some of them. Like the first like 10, I have no fucking idea what any of them had. What were the like? It's like who did we have on? Like the one time we had Donnie back on, I was like, "You've only been on once," and they were like, "No, he's been on 3 times." I'm like, "What the fuck?"
Yep, very fun.
But yeah, like when we're like 40 and we're like, "Haha, look at this." It's like, holy shit, look how dumb we were.
Yeah, literally. It's always so you could look back and just see how stupid you were. No one ever thinks they were better when they were younger.
Oh,
everyone always thinks they're better when they're older. So
when we're like 40, hello 40-year-old self.
Yes.
If you're watching this, go fuck yourself first of all.
The other day, I was drinking and I remembered this website where you can send an email to yourself in the future. So I just made some stupid ass email and sent it to myself because the thought randomly caught in my head. I can't think of what day it was, but it was just like I was like, I wonder what I'm doing 6 years from now, and I'm like, I'm gonna email myself from 6 years from now because I'll completely forget about it. I'm sure I will.
Oh fuck yeah, absolutely. Shit like that you do not remember. You're like, haha, this funny. I don't know. If I did something like that, I would actually try to like make it like real. Like, hey, you were doing this and this.
No, yeah, I said a couple things that like happened in the world around me. I was also a little, not sober, but like, but I did a couple points that like I want to look back on and be like, ha, that was completely stupid, or be like, oh wow, that actually changed the world.
Yeah. Give me 2 seconds.
All right, I guess Josh is going to go to the bathroom. So, what do I talk about? I don't know. NASCAR has been in the news recently. Bubba Wallace. He's the only black driver in NASCAR Cup Series competition. Kind of political, but I think it's okay. He drove a Black Lives Matter car that put a lot of new viewers on the sport, I believe anyway. I think it was good. I like Bubba. I've always liked Bubba. I think, he was already unsponsored for the race anyway, so putting a good cause on the car makes sense. And funnily enough, the race, the excuse me, the company that sponsored Bubba, Blue Emo, sponsored the race, but they ended up pulling their sponsorship back in like March. Because he decided he wanted to quit an iRace early when they were doing the iRacing stuff. So they ended up pulling their sponsorship, but they sponsored that race, so he didn't have a sponsor, so he just ran the Black Lives Matter car. And I don't know. I think it worked out. And then what else? NASCAR had a race yesterday. They were supposed to start at 3:30. It didn't start till like 7:30 because not even because it was raining. It rained for like 5 minutes, but there was lightning in the area, and if there was lightning strikes within 8 miles, they couldn't do anything for at least 30 minutes until the lightning strike stopped. So that lightning kept striking within 8 miles of the track for like 4 hours straight, and they just delayed the race a bunch, and it was really frustrating.
Damn.
But they did it.
So how many races are they up to a week then?
They did most of their catching up already.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Shit.
They missed there's 2 off weeks already that they're gonna just add in. Because the way the schedule is laid out, it's 36 races. It's usually over about 40-ish weeks because there's a couple off weeks in there. There's always one like in the middle of the summer. There's one for Easter. And then sometimes they have a couple extra if they have extra time.
Like just random races?
It just has to do with it literally because when they start, the Daytona 500 is always a week or 2 after the Super Bowl.
Oh, yeah.
And the last race of the season is always the Sunday before Thanksgiving. So sometimes there's more weeks in there than there is 40 or so. So they just throw in extra off weeks. And this year they had 2 extra off weeks, so they can just make up those races in August anyway. They had them for the Olympics actually, but the Olympics got canceled, so it makes no difference to them.
Yeah. So do they have like 3 races a week then, or 2 to catch up?
They had to, basically, like I said, the Cup Series they made up. They ran 2 races at Darlington, which were already 2 extra races. They ran an extra race at Charlotte, and then so that's 3 of like the 6 races I think they need to make up. And then they have the 2 weeks later on. They ran Martinsville, like I said, when Bubba Wallace ran the special paint scheme. That was like last week. They ran that on a Wednesday, so they're basically already caught up. And then the Xfinity Series, they ran a doubleheader this weekend. They raced on Saturday and Sunday, which was part of why the Cup race got delayed, because their race ended and it started. The weather moved in immediately. But that's because they're in Florida and it rains mid-afternoon every day in Florida. Because the race was supposed to be in March. They wouldn't have had to dealt with this weather if it wasn't in March. If it wasn't in June.
Do you think that having all these missed weeks has changed the outcome of some of the races? Or does it not really have that much of an effect?
Maybe a little bit. There's not been practice and qualifying, which I think is really important. They need to at least have qualifying for sure, and they need to have like probably an hour practice session at least.
Wait, so if there's no qualifying, how the fuck do they do it then?
They've been doing it. Normally they do it like if it's scheduled for there to be qualifying. If it rains when the qualifying was planned, they just set them in points order.
So that's just what they've been doing.
But because of the pandemic, no practice and no qualifying, they decided that they would split up the top 36 in points, 1 through 12, 13 through 24, and 25 through 36, and they would all draw. So if you were in the top 12 in points, you could draw to win the first starting position. And then if you were 13th through 24th, you could draw anywhere in that area.
I guess that's the most fair they could do.
That was the most fair they could do.
If they did it any other way, it'd be shit.
Yeah.
It's like, I was thinking, like, if they didn't have qualifying, they just do it the same way every time. Like, that's unfair.
Yeah, that's why they just do it. They do it random. They've been doing it random. Because obviously they knew. They don't plan for the qualifying to be canceled, so that's why they just do the owner points starting, which is slightly different than driver points, but owner points and driver points is a lot to go into if you don't know anything about NASCAR.
I don't know shit about those.
It's not much different. It's basically whoever drives the car earns points for the number.
Oh, okay.
Whereas the driver championship, it's just whatever races the driver is in, that's the points they make.
Okay.
But so this is more popular in Xfinity, where a Cup driver might run a car part-time, but someone else will drive the car the rest of the year. And they're going to be running for the owner points championship because they can make more points than someone only running 20 races would do.
I guess that makes sense. So I'm assuming the no practicing is difficult because then they don't get a feel for the track before they do it?
That's the biggest part. I think most of the races, it didn't really make much of a difference, I don't think. It basically came down to what you showed up to the track with, like as your setup. Just going by notes and what you already know.
Yeah, and what your team knows and shit.
Yeah, but for the most part, I think it was okay. It's been okay, but it's hurt some. Like Matt Kenseth, who's been in to replace Kyle Larson, who got fired because he said a racial slur on a Twitch stream.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it's really hurt him because his entire career, I mean, he always had multiple hours of practice every weekend to get used to the track. And they were just like, hey, you haven't raced in 2 years. Come back and start driving again. And you're not going to get practice every week, so good luck.
Yeah, so he's so used to having that practice time, and now he can't get it.
Yeah, so a lot of drivers, it helps. I mean, you get out on a track and you can make your car better, so you're faster for the race. But if there's no practice, it's just whoever shows up with the best car.
Yeah, basically.
And that's kind of what happened in the Coca-Cola 600. It was basically a snoozer. One guy led a lot of the race. There was basically barely any passes for the lead.
Jesus.
And then they raced at Charlotte again 3 days later at Martinsville, and just because they had all that on-track time, the race was way better. They learned all the setups, changes, and stuff they could do. just with a couple hours of running on the track to make themselves faster, and it made the race way better. I think it makes it more competitive because all the teams know what they're doing.
Yeah. Now, is there really like that big of a difference between every track? Like, do they really like tune the car differently that much? Like between?
Yeah, I mean, some of the tracks are similar enough. Like Texas and Charlotte, they're basic. Well, they used to be before. They're actually a lot different now. Atlanta, there's a lot of history. Texas, Charlotte, and Atlanta, they all have the same design. They have a quad oval design, and then there's the tri ovals, which are all these tracks are a mile and a half. So like Kansas, Las Vegas, Chicagoland, they're all a mile and a half, along with Chicago or Texas, Charlotte, and Atlanta. They're all a mile and a half, except instead of having a tri oval, they have a quad oval, so it looks a little slightly different. But they're all a mile and a half. And Atlanta's slightly larger than a mile and a half because it used to be a normal like oval, but they added the quad oval part to it. And then Homestead is just a normal oval, which is where they raced yesterday. It's just a normal oval, but it's still a mile and a half. Mile and a half is like the most popular size because I don't know, that was what they decided on was the most best place to watch a race. I don't know. They wanted super speedways back then because it was the 60s, but it's different now.
So I'm assuming it's just based off of mileage and track. But
like I said, like Charlotte, I don't know the exact banking. Charlotte probably has 22 degrees worth of banking, on both ends, but they have progressive banking. So like the lower you are on the track, the less banking there is. So if you're on the bottom, there might be 20 degrees worth of banking. If you're all the way up against the wall, there might be 24. So you can go a little faster up there.
Yeah.
Some stuff like that. And then like Texas used to be like that, but they said, screw that. They completely just knocked down turn one and they made it flat banking all the way across, which is how it used to be years before. And that absolutely ruined the track, but that's another... They when they saw that the progressive banking was possible, they made the right decision in going to it, because when they went back to the flat banking at Texas, they ruined the track. But like I said,
so it's based off like banking then. So like
banking, track size. What else? I mean, they're all in slightly different locations too. That helps. It changes stuff, how the engine's going to run.
The material the track is made out of, is that different?
Yeah. I mean, some of them are concrete. Some of them are asphalt. Some of them, I mean, like Texas just got repaved 2 years ago. Atlanta, it was last repaved in 1997, I believe.
Jesus.
And it makes the track way rougher, way harder on the tires. And it makes... Your first 2 laps might be 30-second laps, but after that, you're going to start dropping time, and by the end of your run, you're going to be going 33-second laps.
Based solely off tire wear?
Just because of tires, yeah.
Jesus.
So, I mean, there's a lot that goes into it, and then there's already different types of tracks, like short tracks, super speedways, which are huge, 2.5 miles plus. The road courses, of course, they turn right and left.
Now, what... So does a super speedway is based solely off of how long it is?
Yeah, basically. A super speedway is technically a track over like little over a mile. A super speedway. That's what the old terminology used to be.
I thought super speedway meant just because it's the fastest tracks.
No, it's just it goes by the size of it. Like Daytona and Talladega are also super speedways. I mean, it's different now because they use a different package than they used to back in the day, but they used to run the restrictor plates instead of the tapered spacers there. Well, here's the thing that kind of ruined NASCAR, personally, but, I mean, a lot of people believe this. They started cutting power from the cars, because the cars before, basically any team could make the engine as powerful as they wanted, so they'd be up in like 800, 900 horsepower range. Mm-hmm. And NASCAR said, well, that's not fair to the teams with less money, so we're going to limit to 750-ish horsepower. And then recently they said, well, some tracks we're going to limit to 550 horsepower now.
What the fuck?
So
that's a massive decrease.
Yeah, it's a huge decrease, and that's part of what makes it, I don't know, that's part of what makes the cars. They say it's easier to drive. I've never driven a race car, so I don't really know. But
yeah, I mean, there's definitely a difference between 500 and 700.
Yeah, definitely.
if you raced a car that was 500 horsepower versus a car that was 700 horsepower, there's definitely a huge difference.
And then before that, like I said, in the early 2000s, mid 2000s, they had 900 horsepower easily. I didn't care back then.
Well, yeah, back then anybody could make whatever they wanted to, like you said. I mean, I've watched a couple of videos about like they would like these teams would like come up with cars that were like way better than everyone else's, just based solely off of how they built it.
I don't know. That's kind of the problem with it. Like Formula One is all like that. Every single part you can design it however you want. You can put as much money into it, whatever you want, to do as much research and development to make you maybe go a little faster or whatever, and make something crazy to go faster. That's how NASCAR was for a long time, and that's how NASCAR got super popular. Is the camera still working?
Yeah, it's good.
Okay. That's how NASCAR got super popular, but NASCAR's trying to cut costs, and they want to make it more of a spec series, which basically means everybody runs the same car. No matter how much money you have, everybody is in equal equipment.
Which, I mean, I guess
so that's what people don't like. The people don't like that they went from one extreme and they're trying to work their way back to another, because now they're in some middle ground, and it just doesn't work.
They want everyone to be exactly the same.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess that's the most fair, based solely off driver skill. But in that case, literally,
it is if you look at it in the sense of other sports. But racing isn't a sport. I mean, it's a sport, but it's not a stick and ball sport.
Yeah.
And money has always meant a lot in racing. It's man and machine, you know. Like Josh Allen can throw a ball 50, 70, 100 yards, but he can't put a fucking like bionic arm on and make him throw it 200.
Yeah.
Except in racing, you know, you have a mechanical aspect
like,
to it.
Oh, your carburetor is more efficient.
And
like,
and having the best car is part of being the best driver and the best racer.
I'm wondering if it's because the driver doesn't have anything to do with like the building of the car. I mean, I assume sometimes it is. Like, the driver has input, but I imagine that just the teams. They're like, yeah, we can do this and this. They don't.
And this. Yeah, I mean, the driver is.
They want
unless the driver is like a super well like into engineering and knows about cars and stuff. But yeah, a lot of the drivers are not going to step in. They just want it to be fast so they can do what they can do best.
Yeah, the drivers know what they want, but the teams build it.
The drivers know what they want. The teams know how to actually put it together.
Yeah.
And give them what they want.
Because I like the few races and videos of races that I've seen in the last few years. You always like hear them on the radio, like, "Oh shit, something's wrong with this and this," and it's like, "Oh, bring it in. We can fucking change this and that."
That's why I don't know. Like, that's what I like about racing, because the rule book, it's not like football where like the only way to score points is to get into the end zone or kick a field goal. In racing, these are things you're not allowed to do because it's too much of an advantage. Other than that, if you can figure it out, it's free game unless we think it's too much of an advantage.
Yeah.
So, literally all of being good at racing is being in that gray area.
Yeah.
It's not technically illegal, but they don't say you can do it either.
And then once they figure it out, it's going to be illegal.
Yeah, that's what racing has come down to. That's how it's always been.
There was a video that I watched. I don't know if it was Jeff Gordon. It might have been Jeff Gordon. But like his team,
the T-Rex car?
Yeah, he created some car that was like, way better than everyone else's.
The All-Star race, they did literally everything they could to make it the most experimental car ever. And he showed up and they just destroyed the field. But it was the All-Star race. It was just for money. It wasn't for points. And NASCAR basically told him, never show up to the track with this car again because we will take it away.
They're like, well, this is way too much. No, stop. You're not allowed to do this. Imagine just Jeff Gordon winning every race all season. That'd be such a meme. It's like,
Came pretty close a couple times. He had like 10, 12 win seasons a couple years, which is literally a third of the races.
Yeah. And then like in that video that you made, Tony Stewart didn't win a fucking single race, and then all of a sudden he was like, lol.
Yeah.
Let me just win all the points races. Haha. It's a pretty good meme. Winning 5 over the 6 like championship races or some shit.
5 of the 10.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. That's
the first 26. He was just consistent enough to make it in the top 10 in points, and then after that, he was like, "Okay, time to win, I guess."
That's crazy to me though. Like, not winning a single race in like 26 races, and then he's like, haha, let me just win 3 in a row, lol. That's crazy to me. I don't know. I wish I could race, but like, I probably don't have a single idea, like an inkling about how shit works.
I don't know,
I'm like, who? There's the racing line. Haha, follow this line and you're doing better. But other than that, I'm like, what's tire wear? What's fuel mileage?
it comes down to like everything. I mean, a lot of that stuff, like fuel mileage, your crew is going to worry about that anyway, but the way you drive is going to affect it. And the same thing with the tires. If you don't drive as hard, you're not going to burn up the tires as much.
Yeah.
But it all comes down to feel. The easiest way, like, I think virtual racing is great, like sim racing, but it's not going to... I've never driven a car, but I'm sure... A race car, but I'm sure there's nothing like... I've played those games, and I know you don't really feel the car. Mm-hmm. Like, if you're hitting the brakes, you're not going to feel the force of you braking. Or if you hit the gas, you don't feel the force of you speeding up. You can actually feel that when you're actually in the car, mm-hmm. and it's going to help you be better at what you're doing because you can actually physically understand how it's going, like, working. That's my opinion, anyway. I mean, some drivers, sim racing can help. It helps you, hit fast laps and find out the racing line and stuff.
You figure out lines.
But actual, like, car control, you have to be in the car and understand how the car's going to react in every situation. It's the same thing with football. You could throw a billion passes to some guy in practice, but it doesn't matter. It's not the actual game where there's a bunch of fucking defenders running in your face and you need to throw it in a tight little window. Mm-hmm. Experience it makes everything. I don't know. Experience is the most important thing, like every other sport.
Yeah. Plus, they've been doing that for fucking forever. So they know, like, what they are supposed to do and how to figure it out and shit like that.
Yep.
Well, we're getting there.
Yeah, we're getting up there.
So we're probably going to end it here. The usual spiel. Make sure you like and subscribe. If you don't, then you have the smallest pee-pee possible.
Yes.
Subscribing to Lamentable Podcast makes you a badass motherfucker.
Of course.
It makes you a god tier. Make sure you drink Labatt Blue.
Yep.
If you don't have Labatt Blue in your area, that means you're in the wrong part of the country. Make sure you go watch our skits and Kyle's NASCAR video. It's definitely, even if you're not into NASCAR, it's definitely really good. I don't know a fucking thing about NASCAR, and that video was sick as fuck to me, so you better go watch that shit.
Yep.
You can follow us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, whatever the fuck you want to, whatever you use. I post the same thing on all of them, so you can follow whatever one is your favorite. And yeah. Don't forget to buy your 24-pack of Labatts.
Yep. Sponsor us.